Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Stacy Scott, and I'm here with Graham Wickham, President and CEO of Wickham Financial and Insurance Services, and we're back with you today with our weekly wrap-up. Graham, what can you tell us about what's been going on in the market this past week?
Yeah, thank you, Stacy, and thanks for all of our listeners being on the call. Really saw a nice little rally in the market last week. We saw some encouraging signs that maybe inflation is kind of continuing to be tamped down. We just started earnings season, and that started pretty strong. So we saw the S&P up about 2.5%, followed with the NASDAQ and Russell actually up a bit more at about 3.5%. But the star here was really internationally. We really saw that outperform the U.S. markets up about 5. So we did see all of the 11 S&P sectors rise last week. Again, no surprise here. Communications, discretionary side of the market continue to outperform up about 3.5%. And again, as I mentioned, we just started earnings season, so we saw some pretty good numbers out of JP Morgan, United Healthcare, Wells Fargo, some other financials, even though we saw a real good pullback over here in State Street, which was down about 12% last week. We did see both the consumer and producer prices growth came in lower than expected, so bringing down that fear that the Fed has to stay higher for longer. Hopefully, they can take their foot off the gas with the interest rates. We did see short-term inflation ease a bit with U.S. Endpoint prices falling in June. So that brought yields down on the 10 and 30-year treasuries, dropped a decent amount, but pulling the U.S. dollar down as well. That was off about 2%. But at the same time, it lifted precious metals. So we saw gold up about 1.5%. And really the shine was on silver. That was up a whopping 8% last week. So overall, we saw the unemployment claims fall. We saw small business confidence and consumer sentiment continue to show signs of strength.
Well, that's great. What can you tell us about the overseas market?
Well, it continues to be a struggle, even though the market internationally did bounce up pretty good. We did see the Bank of Canada, however, hike the overall rate, overnight rate, to about 5%. We saw Chinese data coming in stubbornly sluggish over there. I think we had a drop of about 5.4% on producer prices year over year. So continually struggling with trying to get China growing again.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Graham, and thank you to our viewers for joining us today. I do want to make you aware that we have scheduled our retirement planning classes for August, and those dates are Tuesdays, August 8th and 15th, and Saturdays, August 12th and 19th. So if you or someone you know is at or nearing retirement age and could really benefit from learning the A to Z of the retirement planning process, we hope you'll put them in touch with us, and we would love to see them in class. Thanks again so much for joining us today, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
Take care.